Down to the manager's office to hear from Mike Shildt. Plus, we'll bring you scores from around Major League Baseball. The Padres postgame show starts now on the Padres Radio Network.
Fires, Manny swings, hits it in the air to center field and deep. Rodriguez is back. He will watch. It's gonna go! Home run history for Manny Machado. His 164th in a Padre uniform. Now the most prolific home run hitter in the history of the San Diego Padres.
Manny Machado leads the way as the Padres win it 7-3 in Seattle. The Padres taking the opener of this two-game series against the Mariners. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we wrap this one up. Welcome into our post-game coverage here on the Padres Radio Network. Padres improved to 82-64 with the win. The Mariners dropped to 73-72. The Padres get what you feel like is a much-needed win to begin this five-game road trip. We have a lot to do, a lot to discuss. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We'll also have all the radio highlights for you. Recap this game from start to finish, a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, your phone calls, and much, much more. Let's start with the headline here tonight. A big congratulations to Manny Machado, the new Padres all-time home run leader, hit number 164 here tonight, part of a 4 RBI evening as Manny really led the way. A 2-run home run in the 6th inning, and now Manny all alone atop the Padres all-time home run list. So a big congratulations to Manny Machado, who continues to just have a terrific second half of the season. But Manny, really just the start of the story here tonight. So let's get into some of the things that really went right for the Padres in this game. And there were a lot of different elements to this game that I think you really like. Number one, the stars leading the way and the top of the lineup leading the way here tonight for the Padres. Fernando Tatis Jr., the home run in the third, erases a 2-0 deficit, goes from the Padres being down 2-0 to leading 3-2, and really, the Padres would not look back from that point on. They would add on. Mariners made it interesting, but that swing from Fernando was absolutely huge. I mean, totally changed the complexion of this game. Then you had Manny Machado, the 2-run home run in the 6th inning, a 2-run single in the 7th inning, again, part of a 4 RBI night for Manny. But it was beyond even just Machado and Tatis. Luis Arraez had his third consecutive 3-hit game, 2 runs scored. Jerkson Profar had a really productive night, 2 hits, a run scored, a walk as well. The top 4 in the Padres lineup tonight, a combined 9 hits, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. Arraez, Tatis, Profar, and Machado. The top of the order led the way here tonight, and they were awesome. And obviously the 2 big swings by Tatis and Machado. Some other things that you really like from this game. Yu Darvish gives up 2 early solo home runs, one in the first inning to Raleigh, one in the second inning to Raley. But then Yu really settled in after that. And once the Padres took the lead, Yu Darvish did not relinquish that lead, picks up the win here tonight, ultimately goes 5 innings, 2 runs given up, 63 pitches, still didn't get super deep as far as the pitch count, but you saw him get more and more effective as the evening went along, and you look at the 5 innings, the 2 solo home runs given up really ended up being no big deal. Key number 3 to this game, the huge double play in that in the 8th inning, or excuse me, the 7th inning for Jason Adam. That was a huge moment in this game. A lot of momentum for the Mariners. They had made it 7-3. They have the bases loaded, 1 out. Julio Rodriguez at the plate, certainly somebody who can tie the game with 1 swing. And Adam comes in, gets a double play ball to end the inning. That was a huge moment in this game. Adam then comes back out for the 8th inning, gets the first 2 outs, then walks a couple of guys. And look, we talked about it pregame today. The Padres had the luxury of having a really fresh bullpen for today's game and tomorrow's game too, because of the off day yesterday and the off day looming on Thursday. So the Padres know they have another off day for everybody on Thursday, meaning tonight they could manage pretty aggressively. They could bring Tanner Scott in a 5-run game. Look, Scott didn't have his best stuff here tonight. It was not the best outing we've seen from Tanner Scott, but Adam comes in, gets a big double play ball, and even when Adam then runs into trouble in the 8th inning, it's a save situation for Robert Suarez with the tying run on deck at that point, and the Padres, again, because of their fresh bullpen, could be pretty aggressive here tonight, and they ultimately went to Robert Suarez for a 4-out save. So a lot to like from this game. The Padres now 25-0 when Manny Machado has 2 or more RBIs in a game. We have said it so often. Everybody says it around here. When Manny goes, the Padres go. It has been very, very true as of late. And again, they are now 25-0 when Manny Machado has multiple RBIs in a game. He had them here tonight. 4 RBIs total, including the record-setting home run, number 164 in the brown and gold for Manny Machado, in what was a very nice 7-3 win for the Padres to begin this 2-game series in Seattle and this 5-game road trip. When we come back, we'll get through the radio highlights. We'll recap this game from start to finish. We'll go back to T-Mobile Park in Seattle, hear from Mike Shildt coming up a little bit as well. Final score here tonight as the Padres, by the way, pick up their 82nd win of the year. We've got a long way to go, still 16 more games remaining, but worth noting, the Padres are now guaranteed to have a winning record here in 2024. Obviously, the aspirations go far beyond that, but hey, a year ago, around this time, we are all sitting here wondering if that would be possible, if the Padres could finish above 500. So happy to say here on September 10th, they officially will be an above 500 team in 2024. It's a good thing to say this early in September. Again, the final score here tonight, Padres 7, Mariners 3. Post-game show continues when we come back on the Padres Radio Network. Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here tonight, Padres 7 and the Mariners 3 as the Padres open up this 5-game road trip and this 2-game series in Seattle with a win. Very nice game for the Padres in a number of different respects. We'll go back to Seattle here from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Before we get to our game highlights here tonight, one thing I didn't mention in the opening segment that I really should have mentioned. How about Donovan Solano tonight? His return to the starting lineup. Not that he's not been in there at all over the course of the last few weeks. He has at times. But with that said, the main headline entering this game was Xander Bogaerts moving back to shortstop for what, again, speculation on my part, but what you would think is a pretty consistent basis if you're going to make this move with Xander back to shortstop. And what it means is that guys like Solano and David Peralta will be in the lineup more every day, pretty much. That's what it means. And Donovan Solano, who when he was getting regular playing time was really, really productive earlier this season, wouldn't you know it, he had 2 hits and a walk and a couple of runs scored here tonight. So he gets inserted back into the starting lineup, playing first base, was really productive at the plate, played a big role in the first rally the Padres had. We'll get to that in a moment. And by the way, Solano did a nice job at first base tonight, made a couple of really nice picks over at first base too. So it was a very nice night, very productive night on both ends, defensively and offensively for Donovan Solano here tonight. A lot to break down from this game, a lot to tell you about. Let's do it as we recap this one from start to finish.
What moments had the biggest impact on today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game recap on the Padres Radio Network.
The Padres didn't score in the top of the first inning against George Kirby. In the bottom half, Yu Darvish got the first 2 outs, but then it was Cal Raleigh.
And this pitch hit in the air to deep right field. Tatis is back. He's going to watch, and it's going to go. Long home run to right for Cal Raleigh. 30th of the season, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Padres didn't score against Kirby in the top of the second. In the bottom half, Luke Raley led off.
Darvish is launched in the air down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is a home run down the right field line. Second of the night for the Mariners. They've got a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning.
So the game was not off to a great start. The score stayed 2-0 as we went to the top of the fourth inning. Donovan Solano, back in the starting lineup tonight, began the inning with a single. Luis Arraez hit a 1-out single to put 2 runners on base. Fernando Tatis Jr. was next.
First pitch, Tatis lines it in the air to right field and deep. Robles is back. He's going to turn to watch. It's going to go! 3-run homer the other way for Fernando Tatis Jr. And the Padres hop on top. It's 3-2.
107 miles per hour off the bat. Fernando's first home run since coming off the IL, his first since June 20th. Darvish, meanwhile, settled in and got through 5 innings. He allowed just the 2 solo home runs. Padres still led 3-2. Going to the top of the 6th inning, Profar greeted Kirby with a leadoff double. Manny Machado, sitting tied for the Padres' all-time home run record, dug in.
Fires, Manny swings, hits it in the air to center field and deep. Rodriguez is back. He will watch. It's going to go! Home run history for Manny Machado. His 164th in a Padre uniform. Now the most prolific home run hitter in the history of the San Diego Padres.
The home run gave the Padres a 5-3 lead, Machado's 26th of the season, and like Jesse said, a franchise record 164th career home run as a Padre. Number 164 for Manny Machado, passing Nate Colbert, who moves into second place all-time with 163. So a congratulations to Manny Machado once again. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Estrada pitched a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th inning. The Padres then struck again against Mariners reliever Austin Voth in the top of the 7th inning. Voth walked Donovan Solano to start the frame. Luis Arraez hit a 1-out single. Jurickson Profar drew a 2-out walk to load the bases. That set things up once again for Manny.
Machado, first pitch swinging, lines one off of both and into center field, base hit. First run, Solano has scored. Right behind him, Arise, a two-run single for Manny. I think it got both on the back or the shoulder, and then just kind of shot out into center field. 7-2. Now the Padre lead here in the seventh inning.
So the Padres had that 7-2 lead as Tanner Scott took the mound for the bottom half of the seventh inning. He walked the leadoff man, then a bloop single. Then J.P. Crawford hit an RBI single to make it 7-3. Scott struck out the next batter, but he then walked Victor Robles to load the bases. All of a sudden, Julio Rodriguez was the tying run at the plate. Scott came out. The Padres went to Jason Adam to face Rodriguez.
Fires and a ground ball to shortstop. Bogart's on the backhand. His second one. Cronenworth's turn to first is in time. And a double play to end the inning.
So a big double play ball from Jason Adam. Padres still led 7-3 going to the bottom half of the eighth inning. Adam returned to the mound. He got the first two outs, but he then walked two in a row. Padres went to Robert Suarez, and with the tying run on deck, it was a save situation. Suarez got a line out to first base. The inning was over. Suarez then came back out for the ninth inning. He got the first two outs, allowed a single. Padres still leading 7-3. Julio Rodriguez dug in with 2 men away. He was the Mariners' final hope.
0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike three. 100-mile-an-hour heater as Suarez blows that one past J-Rod to earn the save and end the game. Padres over the Mariners tonight, 7-3. Historic evening for Manny Machado and an excellent start from Yu Darvish as the Pods set themselves up for a potential two-game sweep here tomorrow night.
And that was that here tonight. Yu Darvish picks up the win. He's now 5-3. George Kirby took the defeat. He's now 11-11. Robert Suarez, a 4-out save, his 32nd of the season. Final totals here tonight for the Padres: 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And for the Mariners, 3 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Again, the Padres 82-64 after the win. Mariners dropped to 73-72. Big night for the top of the order. Again, the top 4 in the lineup tonight: Arise, Tatis, Profar, and Machado. They had a combined 9 hits, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 5 runs scored, led by Manny, who had 4 RBIs. Fernando Tatis Jr., also the 3-run home run. Very nice night for the Padres as they take the opener of this mini 2-game series in Seattle. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Plus, a little bit later, we'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll give you the up-to-the-minute Major League standings, the NL wildcard standings, the NL West standings. We'll let you know what the D-backs did tonight, what the Dodgers did tonight, what the Mets, the Braves, what everybody involved did here tonight. And we'll take your phone calls as well coming up at 833-288-0973. Again, phone number if you want to chime in, 833-288-0973. Padres win it 7-3 in Seattle. Postgame show continues after this.
Heading to Petco Park for
Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. Again, the final score here tonight, Padres 7 and the Mariners 3. Padres take the opener of this short two-game series against the M's. Again, the big storylines here tonight. Manny Machado hitting career home run number 164 in a Padres uniform. He is now all alone atop the all-time Padres home run leaderboard, passing Nate Colbert, who hit 163. We saw Manny tie that record just a handful of days ago with a multi-home run game, and tonight Manny passes Nate Colbert with home run number 164 as a San Diego Padre. He would have a 2-run base hit. A little bit later in the game as well, Fernando Tatis Jr., a 3-run home run in the third. That made it a 3-2 game after Yu Darvish gave up 2 early solo home runs. Darvish would settle in 5 innings, 2 runs given up. He threw 63 pitches in this game. And then the bullpen did a nice job. Tanner Scott, a little bit wild, didn't get a lot of help from the home plate umpire as well in that 7th inning, but ultimately the Mariners scored a run against them. Mariners would load the bases. Jason Adam came in, got a big double play ball to end the 7th inning, strand the tying run at the plate in Julio Rodriguez in that 7th inning. Adam and Robert Suarez combining for a scoreless 8th inning, and then Robert Suarez ultimately picking up a 4-out save, his 32nd save of the season. Let's go back to T-Mobile Park in Seattle and hear some post-game reaction.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Presented by Sinley Food. Spice up your culinary life.
Ready?
Mike, start with you, Darvish. How big was it that he locked in there in the 3rd inning?
Yeah, it was really big. He got out of some traffic a couple times. 3rd inning was big. Started to catch his groove. 4th, 5th. He's getting closer to his pitch count. Could have justified easily sending him back out. Just part of the lineup that wasn't as comfortable with. Thought he did a really nice job, and he earned his 201st combined win between Japan and the United States, tying Mr. Nomo for 2nd all time. So, congratulations to you.
What did you think of that throw by Toddy? Like he was still playing shortstop?
Yeah, we got shortstops all over the field. That was really just a fun baseball play to watch. It was also a big play. You'd be able to race that guy, but man, that was a plus defensive play.
And he gets that home run out to dead center, gives him the franchise record.
Really cool, man. You know what I saw about that at bat was the game will reward you, not all the time, but rewards you a lot when you're trying to do the right thing. We got a leadoff double by Pro, and he's grinding to really just make sure he moves him over, and he fouled off some really tough pitches. And then he got something that he could handle with the right intent, and he smoked it for the club record, passing Mr. Colbert. So congratulations to Manny on a couple fronts. Not only the franchise record for home runs, which we celebrate in the clubhouse, rightfully so, and what an accomplishment from a great player, but also off the field's a really nice day for Manny as well, being the nominee for us, the rightful Roberto Clemente nominee for our club, and I get the privilege of watching him behind the scenes and how good he is with especially kids, and he just does a lot of things for our community, so well deserved, and hope he wins the whole thing.
What's it like having a presence like that in the lineup day in, day out, year in, year out, to kind of set the tone?
Yeah, the good clubs have pillars, starting pitching in the bullpen, which we showed tonight, but you have guys that anchor your lineup, and he's definitely that guy that anchors it offensively, defensively. He's plays hurt, everything you can ask from a player, and he shows up to win.
What have you seen in his swing the past several weeks that's allowed him kind of maintain this run he's been on?
I think Manny's always had a good swing. I think it's just more about maybe his timing. Better question for him. I always feel like his swing is so beautiful and simple. And one thing that he actually mentioned when he got his 1,000th RBI, when we looked back and started doing some of the footage from his first RBI, just his own comment about pretty much the same swing. It's just got a natural, fluid, balanced swing. So, but it's really just he's using the whole field and driving the baseball everywhere.
Well, it's a lot of good developments tonight, including like Robert bouncing back after he got the rest to come in and get the 4 outs.
Yeah, we had some. Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It's been a while since you'd asked him or had to ask him to do that, for him to respond that way.
Yeah, we've been able to have a lot of clean innings out of our bullpen. We've got guys set up for that. And, Estrada did a great job in the sixth, really quick, efficient sixth. It was a tough one for T. Scott. We put him in that left-handed lane for the seventh. And, he made some pretty good pitches that didn't get rewarded. That whole inning could have been a lot different for him and us, because it kind of set up our bullpen. So a lot of pitches that we felt pretty good about that could have ended that inning. But Polanco, he got one, turned him around, got one down the line, and Crawford smacked one the other way after getting the benefit of a doubt, and of course so did Robles. But and then Jason Adam came in, did a great job to pick him up for the double play by Ron Rodriguez, and Suarez picked up Adam as well. So it was a lot of guys being good teammates today.
Good to see Xander get tested right away in his first start back.
And of course, it's going to happen, right? Ball's going to find you. Looked great. Looked easy. Looked natural. Nice big double play there with Crony. That looked good. He looked comfortable.
Will he be back there tomorrow?
I haven't done the lineup yet, but he did look pretty good.
You guys did that for a reason, regardless of, say, like getting rewarded the first night, but Solano gets 2 hits. Also, I wonder how encouraging it is that you played such a good first base tonight.
Yes, all encouraging. Getting Solly in the lineup to lengthen it out, protection for Jackson. I mean, you got this guy hitting 8th, and he's just giving you great at-bats and, 2 knocks tonight. And it does a lot of positive things for the club. And he plays a good defense. He's steady. So, him being able to do that is important as well.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after this 7-3 win for the Padres against the Mariners. Sam Levitt back with you inside our San Diego studios as we wrap this one up. A few things I want to touch on there from Mike Shildt in a couple of moments in this game that we haven't yet discussed. Number one, a good point there during the postgame press conference. The Padres take a 3-2 lead on the Tatis home run in the third. Yu Darvish immediately got in trouble in the bottom half of the inning. Single for Rojas in the number 9 spot. Single for Robles. That put 2 runners on with nobody out. But then Darvish bounced back to get the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Seattle lineup. Rodriguez, Raleigh, and Arozarena. 1, 2, 3 struck out 2 of those guys, Rodriguez and Arozarena. So that was a big moment for Yu Darvish, battling out of a jam right after the Padres had taken a lead. If the Mariners score a run or 2 there, who knows how this game ends up? I mean, that's an early big-time situation. Darvish, again, 2 on, nobody out, got out of that third with no runs given up. The throw by Fernando Tatis Jr., that was an incredibly impressive throw to get Polanco in the 4th inning trying to stretch what was a base hit, at least a single, into a double. 2 outs, nobody on. Mariners down by a run. Probably not the smartest move by Polanco to go to second base, but Fernando made such a nice play on it, moving to his right towards the alley, backhanding the baseball, and then kind of like a shortstop on the run, throwing a perfect one-hop strike to second base. I mean, that's where the shortstop experience, you can really see it. It was a tremendous throw and play by Fernando Tatis Jr., and quite frankly, I don't know if there's another right fielder in baseball that can make that throw on that particular play the way Fernando did it. So that was another really nice moment in this game for the Padres, and you heard a little talk there about Donovan Solano, the 2 hits out of the number 8 spot. Again, Solano inserted into the lineup today with Xander Bogaerts playing shortstop, his first start of the year at shortstop. And look, Solano had an immediate impact on this game. Led off that 3rd inning that led to the Tatis home run with a single. Later in the game, another single, a walk and a run scored, again, to lead off an inning in the 7th. So that move to get Solano back in the lineup paid immediate dividends here tonight. And the other thing that was discussed there that we haven't really touched on, I talked about it with Solano, the fact that he played some nice defense at first base today. He had a couple of nice picks over there. He really did. But look, I know Xander Bogaerts had a rough night at the plate, 0 for 4 with a strikeout, and he hit into 2 double plays. But at the very least, Bogaerts looked really comfortable at shortstop. He had some chances over there. He initiated that big 6-4-3 double play in the 7th inning to get Rodriguez. He looked comfortable at shortstop, which is a good thing, although it was a tough night at the plate for Xander. But look, again, like we said at the very top of the show, a lot of good things in this game for the Padres as they beat the Mariners 7-3. When we come back, we'll get into our daily awards. We'll take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. If you want to get a phone call in, 833-288-0973, the phone number. Again, 833-288-0973. Final score, Padres 7, Mariners 3. More post-game after this. Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we wrap this one up. Padres 7 and the Mariners 3, the final score here tonight. We'll get to some of your phone calls coming up in just a moment. 833-288-0973 is always the phone number to call if you want to get involved. We'll get to some of your phone calls coming up here in just a couple of minutes, so hang on if you're waiting on hold. We do have to get to our daily awards. We'll have our player of the game, play of the game coming up in just a little bit. Also take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. First, let's tell you about tonight's relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher was able to come in and slam the door shut? It's time for the relief pitcher of the game in support of the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank, providing food assistance to local children, families, and seniors in need. To get help or give help, visit SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
Fires and a ground ball to shortstop. Bogart's on the backhand. His second one. Cronenworth's turn to first is in time, and a double play to end the inning.
That double play initiated by Jason Adam on the mound for the Padres in that 7th inning. A huge spot. Padres leading 7-3 at the time. Bases loaded. Julio Rodriguez, very dangerous hitter at the plate. And Adam inducing a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. That felt like one of the bigger moments of this ball game here tonight. So for that reason, Jason Adam, who did get the first 2 outs of the 8th inning after that, he did walk 2 guys that led to Robert Suarez coming into the 8th inning, having to get a 4-out save. It was the only blemish for Adam tonight, but because of that big double play ball in the 7th inning, that was a huge spot. Jason Adam, our relief pitcher of the game. Robert Suarez, also a lot of credit here tonight. A 4-out save, picks up his 32nd of the season. But Adam, really, really big moment. And look, he didn't give up a run in this game. He did walk 2, but he got 3 outs. And you know what? Sometimes it's one pitch you make that can make a big difference in a ball game. And certainly that was a big moment in the 7th inning, getting Rodriguez to ground into the double play to end the inning. And by the way, we've talked about it plenty, but Jason Adam, so far as a Padre, the numbers are really, really good. He is now 3-0 since the trade, 0.47 ERA in 19 appearances, 19 innings, 26 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's allowed 9 hits so far. And by the way, I say 3 walks, 2 of them came here tonight. So he had 1 walk in 18 innings before tonight's game. He has been as advertised and really tremendous since being traded from Tampa Bay. So again, gave up the 2 walks in that 8th inning, but you know what? He did again a really nice job in this game, getting the game to Robert Suarez. And again, Suarez, a really, really nice job as well in the 8th and 9th inning to collect that 4-out save. Let's tell you about tonight's player of the game.
Which player had the biggest impact on today's game? Let's find out who is today's player of the game. Presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Catch every game at Patties and Pints. Plus, enjoy $4 beer every Thursday. Visit valleyviewcasino.com today.
Fires, man, he swings, hits it in the air to center field and deep. Rodriguez is back. He will watch. It's going to go! Home run history for Manny Machado. His 164th in a Padre uniform, now the most prolific home run hitter in the history of the San Diego Padres.
What a moment for Manny Machado, a historic home run, like Jesse said, number 164 as a San Diego Padre, passing Nate Colbert for the all-time franchise home run record, and that was just the start of things here tonight for Manny. He had a 2-run single in the 7th inning, so a 2-hit 4 RBI night for Manny Machado, and he hits number 164 in his Padres career. Now the all-time franchise home run leader. A big congratulations to Manny Machado, his 26th of the season, and it gave the Padres a 5-3 lead in that 6th inning. So a big swing just from the game here tonight, that standpoint, and obviously a very big home run in Manny's Padre career. You take a look at Manny Machado's overall numbers now. I'll tell you what, considering this guy was coming off elbow surgery, considering the first month and a half to 2 months of his season, some of the struggles he went through, you look at the overall numbers now with 16 games remaining, it is remarkable where his numbers are. He's now batting .276, 26 home runs, 94 RBIs. The OPS is back above 800 at 801. It's not going to end up being, in all likelihood, the most prolific offensive season Manny's had, but the bottom line is he's going to could end up, hitting around 275, 280, hitting around 30 home runs, driving in around or more than 100 RBI, having an above 800 OPS, considering his first couple of months. That's remarkable. It shows you how good he's been here for a while. And no coincidence, as Manny has heated up at the plate, the Padres have won a lot of baseball games. It is just, you want to understand what makes a Hall of Fame career a Hall of Fame career. Somehow, some way, Manny ends up at these numbers. He just does, and he's been great for a while now. So it's been a lot of fun to watch with Manny. It really, really has. And like we've alluded to pretty much every night on the pregame show during our hot not segment. Taking a look at Manny in the hot category, he has been such a big part of this offense, and what the Padres have done here in the second half of the season continues to be great. All right, let's squeeze in a couple of phone calls here. 833-288-0973. The phone number, again, 833-288-0973. Let's begin things here tonight. It's Thomas in Del Cerro. Hi, Thomas. You're on the Padres postgame show. How are you?
Hey, what's going on here? I'm actually over here in Seattle. I just left T-Mobile Stadium.
Oh, nice. How'd you like the game? Have a good time?
I loved it. Yeah, I had a great time. This is a third away game I've been to this year. I've already went to D.C. and Baltimore, and I went to this one. I just like going to away games. It's cool. I like the atmosphere, and there's always a bunch of Padres fans there too and support. And we just like hassling the whatever team we're playing. It's cool. It's like, and somebody said a lot to me. This is what we feel like when the Dodgers come here at our stadium. So now we're doing it to other teams, and it's cool. And like that, it was fun. And then every time we score, and like they hit the 2 home runs, and I was like, oh, that's nothing. It's only solo shots. That's okay. We'll get it back.
Yeah.
And yep, we got it back. And I knew he was gonna hit the home run, and 3-run shot just took the lead like that. And it was so much fun, and a lot of Padres fans. And
yeah. All
we
right,
got it,
Thomas.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, congratulations to Manny.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Thomas, appreciate the phone call. Hope you had a great time. And yeah, you could hear even on our broadcast on the Padres radio side of things, you could hear as Suarez was down to the final strike. The Mariners were down to their final strike tonight. You could hear Padres fans cheering as, they were a strike away from a win and as the Padres won that game. So it certainly sounded like there were a lot of Padres fans in the building, and Thomas, one of them. Good for Thomas. He's called in a couple of times this year after being at some away games. We appreciate it, Thomas. Let's go to Sonny calling in from Portland. Hi, Sonny. You're on the Padres postgame show. Go ahead.
Hey, Sam. I don't know how you guys knew that was me, or caller ID or whatever. I'm actually driving away from T-Mobile Stadium also.
Okay. Are you Sonny?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's my first time calling in, but I'm driving away from – I live in Portland, so I'm driving away from I'm home right now.
Got it. Very cool.
I was at the ballpark on Saturday and Sunday at Petco visiting home. And I was hoping to catch some history, and then I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go up and see if I can see it tonight. I got to see it. It was magnificent. This is when they say, like, we have to beat the teams that we need to beat, and you have to win the games that you have to win. This is one of those scenarios. Everybody contributed, and it just feels different. And then also, Profar, I was out in the field. Profar threw me a ball, and it has a Petco stamp on it because it came from the bullpen. I had a nice stamp. I can't wait. This is a magical season. It's going down. I'm excited. This is the best night I can remember as a Padres fan. And
all right.
The '98 World Series. So
yeah.
This is insane, bro.
That's awesome, Sonny. Well, hey, appreciate it. Now tell me, how long is it going to take you to get home from Seattle to Portland? What's that drive like? Oh no, Sonny's gone. All right, so we can look it up on on our phone on the Maps app. I had questions for Sonny, but hey, that's cool. Sonny in Portland driving down to catch the Padres game in Seattle. All right, so we got calls from outside T-Mobile Park in Seattle. I love that. People listening to our Padres postgame show here in San Diego, leaving the ballpark. All right, very, very nice. When we come back, we'll take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We will give you the up-to-the-minute wild card standings, division standings. Padres had some results go their way tonight, some results not go their way tonight. But again, the most important part of everything right now, the Padres winning their game against the Mariners 7-3. We'll come back, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, hear our play of the game, wrap things up, get you ready for tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network.
I'm still
Padres win it here tonight. The final score, Padres 7 and the Mariners 3. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we wrap this one up. We appreciate you joining us on this late Tuesday night. We're going to have I think a lot of late-night post-game shows, even when the team is on the road the rest of the way, because the Padres don't leave the Pacific time zone the rest of the regular season. So we are pretty much from this point on, aside from some of the Sunday day games and some weekend day games, we are pretty much on a nighttime schedule the rest of the season, which is okay. It's okay. We like the nighttime games. We don't mind the East Coast early games. It's kind of the games in the middle that's, kind of, I don't want to say ruin the whole day. I love watching baseball, doing my job. Ruin's not the right word. What does it do? Disrupts. Yes, disrupts. That's a good word, Hamby. Disrupts the whole day. Let me give you an example just quickly here. For example, let's say when the Padres are on the East Coast and it's a 4 p.m. game, let's say. That means we're on the air at around 3 p.m. with the pregame show, which means I'm kind of getting ready starting around noon, 1 p.m., maybe a little bit earlier than that. And then you're not done till, in my case, 7, 8 p.m. It takes out like the whole afternoon and a lot of the evening and kind of bleeds into the morning as well. Not that anybody cares. My point is this. The late games, it just, the road games, it just makes life a little bit easier. It gives you the whole day. All right, nobody cares about my schedule. Anyway, what they do care about, Padres baseball, the win here tonight, and a lot of people this time of year, in the month of September, everybody cares about the out-of-town scoreboard and what's going on with these other teams in the wild card race. So let's take a full look at what's gone on in the major leagues today.
Let's take a trip around the Bigs and tell you about the scores you need to know in our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Meat, where great taste meets integrity.
We take a look at what's going on today around the major leagues. Cubs beat the Dodgers 6-3 in L.A., so that's a piece of good news for the Padres here tonight. Brewers beat the Giants 3-2 in San Francisco. Garrett Mitchell, a home run in that game for Milwaukee. Diamondbacks beat the Rangers 6-0 in Arlington. Christian Walker, 2 home runs in that game for Arizona. A's beat the Astros 4-3 in Houston, the final in 12. Reds beat the Cardinals in St. Louis 3-0. TJ Friedel, a 2-run single in that game for Cincinnati. Guardians beat the White Sox 5-0 in Chicago. Lane Thomas, a 3-run home run in that game for Cleveland. Twins beat the Angels 10-5 in Minnesota. Kyle Farmer, a 3-run home run for Minnesota in that game. Orioles beat the Red Sox 5-3 at Fenway Park. Cedric Mullins, couple of home runs in that one. Blue Jays beat the Mets 6-2 in Toronto. Royals beat the Yankees 5-0 in New York. Tommy Pham, home run in that game for Kansas City. Braves beat up on the Nationals 12-0 in D.C. Michael Harris II, 2 home runs in that game for Atlanta. Phillies beat the Rays 9-4 in Philadelphia. Trey Turner had 2 home runs in that game for the Phillies. Pirates beat the Marlins 6-4 in Pittsburgh. Andrew McCutchen, a home run in that game for the Pirates. And finally, Tigers beat the Rockies 11-0 in Detroit earlier today. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Tuesday. So, where do things stand at the end of tonight? Let's begin with the wild card in the National League. Padres maintain the top spot in the National League wild card standings. They are a half game ahead of the Diamondbacks, who are in the number 2 spot. So, the Diamondbacks and Padres still, they both won tonight. They are separated by a half game. Padres just ahead of Arizona. With the Braves winning and the Mets losing, the Braves and Mets are now once again both 79 and 66. They are tied for the third and final wild card spot in the NL once again. The Padres are 2.5 games up on both those teams for that third and final wild card spot. And then you have the Cubs, the first team on the outside looking in. They're 4 games back. But at this moment, I'm not very concerned about the Cubs. But again, Padres Arizona 1-2. Padres have a half-game lead on Arizona for the top spot, and then the Braves and the Mets are tied for that third and final wild card spot. In the division, like we said, Dodgers losing earlier tonight to the Cubs, Padres winning. So the Padres are now 4.5 games out behind LA for first place in the National League West. The Diamondbacks winning as well. They're now 5 out. So it's still within striking distance for the Padres. They have 16 games left. And remember, they have 3 more left against the LA Dodgers in LA in the final week of the season, and the Padres do already hold that tiebreaker. So 4.5 games is not insurmountable. Padres do pick up a full game here tonight with their win and a Dodgers loss. Padres beat the Mariners here tonight 7-3. Let's hear tonight's play of the game.
What was the crucial play that determined who came out on top? This is today's Play of the Game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
First pitch, Tatis lines it in the air to right field and deep. Robles is back. He's going to turn to watch. It's going to go! 3-run homer the other way for Fernando Tatis Jr. And the Padres hop on top. It's 3-2.
Our play of the game, the Fernando Tatis Jr. 3-run home run in the third. Big swing. Went from a 2-0 deficit to a 3-2 lead. Padres would never relinquish the lead in this game here tonight. So for that reason, Fernando, he provides our play of the game. Felt like the biggest swing of this game, and that's not to take away from the record-setting home run for Manny. That was huge and extended the lead, and the Padres needed it. But think about where the game was before Fernando hits that home run. They're down 2-0. Yu Darvish has given up 2 solo home runs, and with one swing, Fernando gave the Padres a lead. And again, they would never trail again, or the game would never be tied again. So that was a big home run for Fernando. His 15th of the year, his first since coming off the IL, his first home run since June 20th, and he hit it hard to right center field, 107+ miles per hour off the bat. Really nice swing by Fernando. And for all those reasons, our play of the game here tonight. As always, if you missed any of our post-game show, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast with Sam Levitt, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and catch any portion of our post-game show there as well. Taking a look ahead to tomorrow. First pitch tomorrow, same time, same place, 6:40 p.m. in Seattle. Our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show begins at 5:40. Another good pitching matchup tomorrow. Right-hander Michael King on the mound for the Padres, and right-hander Brian Wu on the mound for Seattle. A look at the final totals here tonight for the Padres. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left on 6. For the Mariners, 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left on 8. Winning pitcher in this game, Yu Darvish, who improves to 5-3. Losing pitcher, George Kirby, who drops to 11-11. And the save goes to Robert Suarez, a 4-out save, his 32nd of the season. Time of game, 2 hours and 57 minutes. And the crowd at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington, 25,012. Once again, first pitch tomorrow at 6:40. Our pregame coverage begins at 5:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Jeff Hamby, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night from inside our San Diego studios. Again, the final score here tonight, the San Diego Padres 7 and the Seattle Mariners 3. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.